Good morning, my friends. Today is Monday, June 13th. And I was asked by a friend this past weekend, what I really thought about God's will in my life and other people's lives. What I thought that God would, like for us to be doing with our lives. And for me, I've always relied upon at least two things, but these two main things. And that, first is to go to the places where I think answers might be found. The first and most important for me uh, is the Bible, my holy scriptures, what have been written down and preserved for thousands and thousands of years of people's experience with God and the divine in their lives and how God has acted throughout history. That's a pretty good place to go. The second thing to incorporate into this equation is my own experience, is your own experience. If you believe and if I believe that God has created each and every one of us as unique persons in the world with our own personalities, our own actions and reactions to things based on how we perceive the world and others in it and God's actions in all of our lives, then our own experience is incredibly important in that. So I believe these two things always should work together. There are some that think only one should work and only the other should work, but I believe they both should come into practice. And the way to do that is to go to God, to go to ourselves, and sit quietly, allow those inner urgings to come to us, an intuitive thought, not spend too much time worrying, well, was that me or was that God? One of the best questions to determine that might be, am I working more towards a common good or my own self-interest? And allow that urging to come up and tell us without any preconceived notion. We always go into a situation with something on our mind. There's no way we cannot do that. But we can't let that override any other thing that might come into our mind, might come into our heart and allow our minds to be influenced. I guess what I am saying on this Monday morning is that as we watch a world go so crazy and mad around us all the time, that there's always peace somewhere in there that we can latch onto and act out upon however it is that God may influence us.